Hola everyone, it's me, Haxley, and I'm back with my friends Mai and Paladrex, the Forever again, and we're talking Young Justice. All right, let's get started. So, who wants to start about this episode?
My, since you've freshly seen it.
It
You
was a
finished it
fine
here.
episode. I mean, I don't know how much I need to see Artemis's backstory. We've kind of seen it like 17 times at this point.
The flashbacks were getting a little redundant.
I don't know if we need to watch Artemis's backstory for the 20th time.
I really like this episode, but you're right. We have seen Artis's backstory a lot, but it was just serving the purpose of how connected Jade is, even if Jade is very mean to her.
Oh yeah, and I get the like point of it, like you want to bring similarities to the story you're telling now to the story you told before, and to bring your heroes in on it. But like, what would have been more interesting is doing Orphan's backstory instead of doing this. But I guess they wouldn't have had the big reveal of Orphan is Lady Shiva's daughter. So,
which I don't even know why this is a reveal. Like, why is Orphan's identity a secret?
because the bats decided.
As Bruce.
Yeah, but I mean, we literally have Artemis, daughter of Sportsmaster, another villain, leading the team that Orphan is on. And it's not like we haven't had other villains like Terra swap sides. So, like, what's the big deal knowing that Cassandra is who she is and she's Lady Shiva's daughter?
I don't know.
Like, the president was said, like, we're okay with
this
children and people switching sides.
This was good episode, but it was one of the worst written episodes for that reason.
Are you not a fan of Spider-Man being part of this universe?
Listen, that's not Spider-Man.
He is especially Spider-Man.
He is
essentially Spider-Man. But also, like, somebody made the comparison earlier. I was reading Reddit earlier today, and somebody made the comparison. Peter Parker and Dick Grayson are essentially the same characters, just in the different universes.
That is something that we might have to think about.
Yeah, and like when they started giving the reasons why, which I don't remember off the top of my head because of course I don't. I read it like 14 hours ago. I was like, oh shit, yeah, no, that makes sense.
I don't know. They're both high flyers and they both talk a lot,
and they both hook up with every girl that walks across them.
I don't know how much Peter hooks up with people. I know he gets Black Cat and MJ.
Peter Parker gets around. Like to the point that one of the theories is that part of his spider powers is pheromones attracting the opposite gender. Like that is one of Peter's things. It's also like one of the examples of Parker luck. Parker luck is extremely bad or extremely good. When it comes to getting girls, extremely good. When it comes to everything else, awful.
Becoming a billionaire, losing it all, moving back in with Aunt May, getting divorced, remarrying the same girl like 3 times.
Aunt May finally figuring out he's Spider-Man on her deathbed.
But yeah, this could be discussed for another day. Let's get back to Young Justice and the Spider-Man going into the wrong multiverse, I guess.
Yeah. This is Spider-Man if instead of going to Uncle Ben at May's house, he's put into the foster system.
Yeah.
And apparently stuck dealing with Cheshire as a boss.
Yeah, who's essentially Black Cat, but as an assassin.
Yeah.
Also, how many Alice in Wonderland villains does DC need?
They need them all. Disney took every other fairy tale.
That's true. Disney did take every other fairy tale. And like a good chunk of the gods. Marvel took a good chunk of the gods. No. I honestly, the episode to me was kind of boring.
It's a little slow pace. It's a good episode, but I like slow pace sometimes. I think it's really interesting with the whole mole thing. I think the little showing how Beast Boy is dealing with the guilt and trauma and grief of losing Superboy was interesting, but I wish they would have delved into that more.
I didn't like that aspect just because it felt misplaced and forced.
It felt misplaced. I do agree we need to see it more so till we get to the bubbling over point, but the places it was put kind of just mess with the storytelling.
Yeah, I would have been okay if they like had done just an episode on Beast Boy's grief and then gone back to this storyline. Like,
Can I
I'm
just
okay.
say, Cassie Cage seemed like too excited about people being in trouble to get rescued.
Yeah,
She sounded like very excited for this rescue mission. I was like, people are in danger, Cassie.
Well, she's a part of Beast Boys group, and they're like,
all about saving the day.
yeah, they're your public hero.
They like having fun while saving the day. Like that's their thing.
I just don't understand. Like, are they not aware that Superboy died?
No, I think they are. I think that they're trying to be positive because Gar is dealing with so much. And I think that she was just trying to put on a positive face because she wants Beast Boy to be out there with them.
Yeah.
I would
Sometimes
agree with you if they didn't say to each other, he's been sleeping a lot lately, because it just kind of felt like they were unaware.
I mean, people do that.
Yeah. Like, they're grieving, but you still worry about them sleeping a lot, and like you want to try and keep an eye on them, get them out of the house so they're not just thinking about it, get their minds off of things.
Like, grief is a hard thing to do, right? And like when you need to grieve, but you also need to take care of somebody that's grieving, that's also hard in a different way. And I feel like that was them putting their grief aside because they need to take care of Beast Boy.
But they also have to be superheroes. They can't just take a day off. They're not one of those professions.
I don't know. I didn't see that, but I get.
I don't know. With how many heroes are in this world, I think they can take a couple days off.
Yeah, there's a lot of heroes.
I mean, they made it seem last season that Young Justice is the only one who can do anything because the Justice League is stuck behind a lot of red tape.
Yeah.
That was like the whole reason Justice Outsiders formed or whatever. So it's because the other teams are doing things by the book and only going places that countries are okay with. By then, it's kind of too late for a lot of areas.
Also, they did like a weird side story of what's his name's country accepting metas.
Oh yeah.
Markovia.
Markovia's king.
Brion.
Yeah, it was Brion. And wasn't he like a part of the Outsiders or something? Or no, Geostorm died. That's right.
No.
Right?
He was on Outsiders. But then he killed his uncle.
Yeah.
Because the entire season he was like always not happy with the speed of how the team's doing it and the way they're doing it. He wants faster results.
I guess that's their way of like setting up maybe like the next few episodes. I don't know. This is starting to get reminiscent of season 3, and I didn't like that aspect of season 3. So
yeah, season 3 definitely was, in my opinion, the weakest of the previous season.
I agree, but I also say season 3, it felt like they were doing more Easter eggs than telling a story. Like they're throwing things in left and right. While this, we're getting a lot less Easter eggs and more storytelling.
That is true. And I do think so far this season is better than season 3.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree with
but also, ain't none of it as good as having my boy Aqualad.
Aquaman?
Aquaman. Did he become Aquaman?
Yeah, he became Aquaman in season 3.
Oh, yeah.
He became the leader of the Justice League, but now Black Lightning's the leader.
Black Lightning?
Yeah, they all voted him in at the end of season 3, remember?
As the leader?
No, I obviously do not.
Yeah.
They voted Black Lightning to be the leader?
Yeah.
Why?
Aquaman was also a weird choice to be leader, but we accepted it because he was leader of the
I thought the idea was there for there to be no leader.
This Justice League has a lot of voting.
The Justice League has 2 leaders. Like let's be real about it. Justice League period has 2 leaders. It's usually Batman is the strategist and Superman is the face.
Fair.
Yeah, I feel like it's fair to say it was that for season 1 and maybe season 2. Come around season 3, it's being led by Aquaman and Wonder Woman as the co-chair, and now it's Black Lightning. I don't even know who Black Lightning's co-chair is.
Yeah, I think the only way you can justify that is that like Batman's probably focusing more on Gotham and raising his 17 billion Robins.
Oh, I think it was just they didn't trust him.
I mean, also, I think that the older heroes are just starting to take a step back because they want to be able to retire eventually.
Yeah, and then Superboy dies, and Superman's like, "Oh, there goes that chance."
Yep.
I mean,
he
still has son.
He
still has his son. I don't know if he still has a wife. We haven't clarified that after that phone call.
Huh?
Remember, Do you watch the credit scenes?
I do.
Remember he was
Yeah.
like talking to his wife and like the baby was now like on the ceiling and it was like his eyes going red. Lois? Cyborg, I need a boom tube.
I think they're fine. I think she's just like, this is what fucking Superman is.
Honestly, the more I watch it, yeah, I just to get back on topic, I'm more
Yeah.
interested in Orphan than I am actually like anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather see Artemis being more of a mentor to Orphan than seeing Artemis's story still being.
I would rather
discussed.
Artemis just be a mentor to her team than her being the main focus. But I get her being the main focus because she is one of the last few characters from the teams that we've had, really. Like it's her, Beast Boy, and Magan.
It's just, you know.
But you got to pass the torch.
Yeah, I think that might be what we're doing because we just had like 3 or 4 episodes of a Superboy Miss Martian show, like arc, and now we're doing Artemis, and maybe after Artemis we'll move on to a different one of the OGs.
Hopefully they like talk about Tim or something.
Maybe. But I'm excited. I'm glad they're going to Santa Prisca and rescuing Orphan because I'm expecting big things from Orphan. I feel like she didn't do too much in that fight in the bunker.
Yeah, she still was the most interesting character.
Is Orphan's storyline supposed to have her not be able to speak? Because that was a very weird thing for them to throw in there.
Maybe.
It depends. Sometimes she is mute. Sometimes it's just she's never learned to talk. So it isn't until like after she joins the Bat family that Barbara steps up and teaches her how to read and write and talk. So like a lot of times in the comics, you might get her just vocalized with like hand gestures and everything. I don't know if it's ASL. I don't think Lady Shiva would teach her that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But like, I'm okay with her like learning having to learn how to speak, but to not be able to speak at all and then like possibly become a focal point just feels weird. But it would also be a great way to introduce ASL into the series.
Yeah, that could be that might be what they're doing because usually she barely talks. Maybe she says a few sentences here or there because she's never really learned how to read, write, or talk because it wasn't necessary for her education.
Yeah.
But I think there have been times where they just say she's a mute in some continuities. I could see Lady Shiva cutting her vocal cords so she doesn't cry as a baby. Lady Shiva is just interested in the training.
Lady Shiva is, well, kind of awful. But yeah, no, I still don't know if there's a mole.
I don't think there is. I feel like I trust both of them.
I don't trust
know.
either of them.
I sense a betrayal coming.
It's gonna be Savage's daughter.
I don't know. I feel like something's going on with Shade. Is that the name of that character?
Onyx?
No, the teleporting guy.
Oh yeah, Shade.
Yeah.
Because when he showed up, Cheshire looked at him, had a look, and then he looked to the side. So I feel like there was some sort of message or something going on between them.
And she did say the secret line.
Mm-hmm.
We're all mad as hatters.
And there was a big time difference because when we saw Halo come in, it was like 6 a.m. And when they finally leave or on the way to Santa Prisca, it's about 4 p.m. So I don't know if the bike is just that slow or they had a rendezvous somewhere else.
I don't know, but I'm sure we'll find out on Thursday.
I'm excited. I feel like it's going to be a good episode.
That is something I have to respect the Young Justice writers for, is that everything is pretty intentional and nothing gets just left up in the air.
Yeah, it seems like they're doing like small story arcs for the characters, honestly. We had Superboy McGann, we're doing Artemis and this arc, and we'll have another arc that still ties up to the rest, but maybe dealing with someone else because I think we are getting more Zatanna action. I think she's supposed to be a major focal point this season, but I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it. It's probably one of my favorite episodes we've seen so far, honestly. I love Orphan.
I don't know. I feel like just because I like the political, like analyzing political systems and stuff like that, I really liked the Martian
stuff.
Yeah.
Geoff, how are you feeling?
I'm like, whatever about this series right now. It's like there's lots of cool aspects, but it's not really like holding on.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm kind of tired of the Artemis. That's really all I'm at. I've never really liked Artemis though.
I enjoyed her. I thought the whole scene with her boyfriend was pretty interesting and fun.
That was a nice scene, I guess.
Yeah, that was fine. I'm not too about that character and how they do her.
Like, dare I say, and I know a lot of people have been like, oh, bring it back. But now it's starting to feel like Young Justice has kind of been going on too long.
I can honestly see this being the last season.
Because it's kind of like how Justice League Unlimited, granted,
Yeah.
still amazing, was like Justice League going on too long. So yeah, I could definitely see this being like the last season or something.
Maybe there's a team that they'll still focus on and just make a new show purely on that team. I think the problem with Young Justice is it's gotten too big. Like there's just too much going on in the world. And
Yeah.
what really made the first 2 seasons so good is that it focused on one team and their personal problems and their team problems and the problems they face as young superheroes.
Yeah, like which can also tie back into like Justice League, the original animated show. Like its best aspects was it just focused on those 7 characters, and then
Yeah.
Unlimited came and like I said, Unlimited was still good, but it wasn't as good because it started to expand too much.
Yeah, it's a hard balance, right? Like I honestly think they'd be better off just doing multiple shows in the same universe, covering different teams where they do crossover episodes occasionally.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to do it. Then they'd have a lot of content, but I don't know. I guess there's only so many villains and heroes they can do. They need to make new villains, is what it is. Too many
Yeah.
heroes, not enough villains.
I don't know. I feel like there's still a good amount of villains. Though. Some of them I don't even know who they are. Like I didn't know who Rector was. Was that his name? Richter?
You want the robot thing?
Yeah, the guy with the robot arm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I do like. I think that is why I like the Martian Saga is that they really made it about like just a villain that you don't typically hear about because the story wouldn't really take place on Earth.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's our thoughts about Young Justice. Very short Media of the Week episode, but next week we'll have a lot more. So tune in. Follow me at HaxleyGV over on my social medias: Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, or follow my Mighty as Woman.
Yeah, that's Twitter, Twitch, Instagram.
Okay, and then Geoff will join us every now and then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your favorite
and
guest.
this is a part of our Trans Awareness Week where we're raising money for GLAAD. So yeah, just pay attention to our Twitter and please donate if you can.